Yeah, what up? Hey, gang, it's me back again, doing this thing. The one from the last video, but I'm doing it literally 10 minutes or so after the previous recording. It's the, drafting like 60 people first and then making teams, edition. This time, let's try MCC, okay? Let's try MCC style. So, 50 draft and, 40 people get to play. Alright, let's go. From this whole list of random people, as shown by Big Puffer being drafted, it is indeed not just MCC players that will be on this list. There's Tommy in it. Or at least getting some unique people. Coldy, very unique people here so far. Schlatt, you know, is a repeat. That's chill though. You know, Schlatt's a fun one. People, I'm sure, would be ecstatic about Schlatt playing. Grimmy, then you have Dev. Okay, yeah, interesting. There's Amy. Amy feels like a relatively common one. Professor Landa was in the last draft, but didn't end up getting put in the teams, which we'll see if that's a repeat happening again or not. Rec Rep 2, Parker over here, and Boblu as well. Some good Minecrafters are in this one so far. Speaking of good Minecrafters, Skizzleman, let's go. There, Leslie, new player, oh fuck. Pizza Hut as well, another good Minecrafter. We're really getting quite a serving here. Cub fan as well. Jerome as well, interesting. Jerome would be somewhere over here. Jerome is here. Mooney again. Mooney I also don't think ended up getting put in the teams. Sylvie will be probably on the bench. I don't really know how I would make a team for Sylvie nowadays, but maybe we'll get lucky. Toma here. Bricky as well again. So we have some repeats. I could also make it so all the repeat players aren't going to be eligible for this one. I think that would spice things up a little bit. I think it'd be worth considering. Silver Runs was the person we had. RT Game as well. I kind of want to go for that maybe, to say, hey, no repeats, because the list has like 250, 260 people, so getting rid of dupes shouldn't be that big of a problem, but we'll see. Quackity again as well. Yeah, we're getting some repeats. I feel like there's a chance you would get repeat combos. Blau, H-Bomb 94. Where H-Bomb at? H-Bomb. Tom has a repeat. I also have a drink this time. I forgot to get a drink last time. Here's Ruse. W Ruse. We love Ruse. Martin. There you go. Sorry. Pokemon. And Steve Septic again. Wow, really, the moment I drink, they give me Pokemon, of course. May over here. Ray as well. Okay, hold on. This is interesting. I'm liking the look of this. That's cool. Doug. Yet again, of course. Heavenly Father as well. Hold on. No, okay, as much as we have some dupes, 5 up. As much as we have some dupes, there are some interesting things we can do with this selection of people thus far. Kuriway doesn't look purple. He's still purple, but different type of purple. That's not CJ, this is CJ. Minute as well. Minute, very recognizable profile picture, of course. We have Fur. We have Lily Pichu. Oh, I know a combo that's happening. I know a part of a combo. Then we have Lachlan. I have no clue what the hell I would do with Lachlan. Martin is a dupe. Gumi Dub. W Gumi. Gizzy Gaza. Not sure what I would do with Gizzy Gaza, if I'm being very honest. Where Gizzy at? Gizzy. And then we have Landa, who's a duplicate. Tobo. Well, considering we got Tommy, I think Toby is a straightforward one to put with him, of course. Elena as well. Capitan Gato, which is... I mean, if we want to make a team for Sylvie, Connor Sea-Dog. That's cool. I fucking love having him as an option. That's cool. Failboat. Over here. Janet. Oh, wait. We have options. Hold on. Project Melody. Oh, yeah, of course. Lily's a dupe. I think if we have one more, that's the max. Yeah, this is 10 per row. Sniff will be our last player Wow, this is gonna be horrendous. I'm gonna say it right now. This is gonna be genuinely awful. Yeah, interesting. Where's Sniff? Cool. I'm gonna keep the wheel tab open because I might propose spinning for an extra 10 people to work with. Because wow. All right. Well, let's first start with OTV and friends. So we have Blau. We have Ray, we had Pokey, we had Lily, we have Leslie, Lily, Janet, John, I mean, Janet and Steve to an extent works, right? Not that that's like, he's not like part of OTV and friends, but he'll know a decent portion of them, and then Gumi works really well with that group too. 5UP works with that group really well. And Connor, Sea-Dog, VA can squeeze in if need be. These are also all people I would like to include, right? Based off of what I said last time, generally the more popular people that sign up, as you would expect, are the ones that are getting a little bit of extra priority to be selected. Okay. Now, I was thinking in terms of Tommy and Toby, I feel like they could actually pair up with, like, Pokey pretty well, for example. But what I think Tommy would want most is to be paired up with, like, Schlatt, right? So we're going to do that first. That is a likely combination. It's Tommy and Schlatt. Now, I would like to throw Toby on there. I feel like that's not a bad idea. I'm just holding off for now because I'm trying to think of where Quackity would go in this instance. I mean, Quackity could go with Capitan Gato. I guess. Sylvie maybe, I don't know. So we'll let that one hang for now. Okay. So we have a bunch of OTV and friends. We need to make something out of that. Also, let me actually wait before I start. Hold on, I'm an idiot. Let's grab all the good players real quick, or all the top players rather, not just the good players. I think good players is a little overwhelming. Did we get just almost exclusively speedrunners? Where's Curryway? Did we? Minutes? I would think Minutes would be... Dev... Well, Dev kind of blows now. I feel like they could do well. H-Bomb's debatable. I think H would be in the same tier as, like, Dev. I think Minutes... Minutes would probably be in that same tier, too. I think that would probably be it, though. Martin... If this is MCC... Actually, this is MCC. Oh, this is MCC. Interesting. Okay. That does make things a little bit more interesting and different. Right. Okay. So let's first think of who in OTV and friends would be paired up together. Keep in mind, this is teams of 4, so I don't get to make crazy, big, cool, like, strings of combinations because, I don't have room for that. That just simply isn't possible. I do like, what I see here of... Fur, CJ, and Failboat. Is there another person from that crowd that can be paired up there? Doug works. This is a fun team. RT Game could even work there too. This is a fire team. I love that. This is super cool. This works. It's not going to be very strong, but it works and it's cool. So we're sticking to that, which probably means RT is going to be on the bench, and that's okay because he was in the last draft. That's why I'm making that decision here. I guess in this instance, this is a second event and all these people signed up and I'm just being like, oh, well, RT Game already signed up for the last event. Although he is a popular creator, so I'd like to have him in if possible, but alas. Okay, so OTV and friends, I need to make I think 4 teams out of this, probably. I'm gonna say that Steve and, or not Steve, Janet, Steve, and Gumi would be a combination. We'll put that on yellow. It feels very yellow for some reason, probably because of Steve's background. Then Pokey and Lily for sure is a combo. That is like a shoo-in guaranteed. I think, I do think sometimes my neurons do activate, and I do sometimes think. What am I gonna do here? Lily and Pokey is for sure like a approach. I think if you put like John, that could maybe help glue it together. But I don't really have any S tiers that make sense with any of these people, pretty much, right? By default, I don't have any S tiers that make any sense. I feel like H here, as much as I know there's some hermits, H here I feel like makes sense because I think H has been in the morning lobby before, and Janet and Steve are morning lobby also for balancing. That's probably okay. So we're putting H there. I mentioned hermits already. We'll stick to hermits stuff here. We'll do Cub and Skiz, although I will say, of course, they were in the last draft already. I wouldn't really mind skipping over them, but whatever. Just for that reason only, nothing else really. Bablu and Dev, I feel like should be a combo, but that's very good. And I don't trust putting Bablu and Dev with like Lily, Pichu, and Pokimane, especially not Dev. So I don't know what we're gonna do with them. That'll be something for later. I feel like Leslie and Ray would be a combo. Blau, Leslie, and Ray feels like it's a possible combo. It feels a little strong. I think you could put John with Lily and Pokey and then like 5-up, I guess, right? That's probably, I mean, 5-up here feels like it makes a bit more sense. Who would I, no, I actually think this is better, because I think, generally, if I had to guess, I feel like Pokey and Lily would be less likely to be willing to team with people they are unfamiliar with than Ray and Leslie and Blau would be. I think Ray, Leslie, and Blau are probably going to be a bit more willing to team with people they don't know. And I'm thinking of putting them with Pete for the sake of they'll probably be familiar with each other to an extent. However, I'm also thinking of putting them with a better player, because I can, in which that would be Silver. Silver, I think, is the best player we have in this roster, and I fear we may need his skills. Yeah, probably. Or like Parker would be fun. I don't know. Curry would be decent there. I think Curry with Blau would be a fantastic combination. I feel like Silver potentially could be a little bit more shy for a team with like Ray, though he also did, have an interaction with Kai Cenat, so I guess he might be fine. So I feel like Curry has the best ability to gel with this type of crowd. I think Curry is the best fit for something like that, in my opinion, at least as of right now. Then, so let's just put Silver here. Let's put, Bablu and Dev, I guess, will be on their own team. Parker here for now, and then Minutes. Ooh, Minutes. Where do I put Minutes? I'm gonna have to put some people somewhere else. The balancing is cooked. The balancing is quite cooked. I think John we could put somewhere else. Toby and 5-up will be paired up together to hopefully make Lily and Pokey a bit of a stronger team. What can I do with John Masayoshi though to maybe help some of the teams out? I could put John with this purple squad, but I don't want to bench anyone really. Although I will say I think John is probably better at Minecraft than Blau, and John works well with Leslie and Ray, so that should be okay. But then I guess we're missing out on Blau for now. I don't really know how we would even incorporate Blau otherwise. So I think we have to cut a corner there, unfortunately. Probably, at least. Right? Do we? Yeah, probably. Probably do. Yeah, probably. Because you don't want to bench Leslie, Ray, Lily, or Pokey in this instance if we're being realistic. As much as I don't want to bench Blau on average compared to the rest, it makes a bit more sense. Which does suck, but whatever. God, I just realized we have Project Melody. Melody and May know each other. I know that. Melody and May can be on the same team. That's fine. That is possible. Will I go with that? I don't know. It's doable. It can work. I'm trying to think of who that would work well with. I feel like it's that variety crowd, and I've already kind of used up the people that fall under that umbrella of the variety crowd. I'm also looking at Tommy and Schlatt and how to make that make any sense, and I think Rec Rap is my best bet for some reason. I don't know. I want to put them with Babalu and Dev, but that feels like it's way too good. But I might just say F it, because it's funny. This, Dev and Schlatt is redonkulous. Also, I forgot I have Coldy as another good player that I could work with. I think we're going to bench a good player. Looking at it now, I think we're benching a good player. I think we're going to be benching a good player this time around. Yeah, probably. Does Sylvie speak good enough Spanish to do a Spanish team? That is the question now, because we could do Team Español of Cold. It doesn't make any sense, really, but Coldy, Sylvie, Capitan Gato, and Quackity is a Spanish team to an extent. I don't know how confident Sylvie's Spanish abilities are, though, so that's the main problema that we're dealing with there. We also have Jerome and Lachlan, who can go with Pete. Do I have somebody that makes that team make more sense? I guess I could give them Martin and then put Skiz and Cub with Parker. That makes sense, I think. Kind of. Minute is in a really odd spot. I don't know if he would be chill with whatever the hell is going on so far in terms of any of these teams. I don't really think so. I don't think he would have the greatest time on whatever spot we could even provide for him, given the current circumstances. Okay. So we have May, who would be with Melody, and I want Sea-Dog in, but who the hell do I put Sea-Dog with? RT Game? Probably the easiest option, but even that doesn't really make sense. I don't know if Connor knows anybody from the remaining list. Does he? I have no clue. Like, genuinely, I couldn't tell you if he knows anybody. However, May, Ruse, and Melody probably works as a combination, if I had to guess. There's a chance that, like, Connor knows Melody, because Connor is somewhat tapped into the VTubing squad, of course. Very good friends with Iron Mouse, so there's a chance that there's some overlap there. Who could I put Ruse with if I wanted to put Ruse in otherwise? Ruse might have to be on the bench. I'll put Connor Sea-Dog on this team. I don't know if he's better or worse than Melody. I'm gonna say, if I had to put money on it, I'm gonna put Connor Sea-Dog as my third frag, probably. Okay, which now leaves us with Brandon Minitek and the rest. I think, as much as Bablu, Dev, Tommy, and Schlatt is fun, I think that's a little too strong for what we have cooking for the rest. I think I'm gonna have to break that up somehow. I also think Bablu is a bit more willing to team with newer people that he doesn't know, in the sense of that we might need that. So I'm gonna put Brandon Minitek with Tommy and Schlatt. I think there's a chance Minitek knows Tommy in it. And I'm putting Bablu and Dev with Bricky and Heavenly Father. Now, you might not understand why that's really funny, but trust me, it is. It's fantastic. We're putting Big Puffer here, I guess. Which doesn't really work, like, insanely well, but it's better than nothing. And then, I guess to round out, Parker, Cub, and Skiz. Amy would be fine. Elena, nah, not really. Sniff would be fine. It's gonna be either Sniff or Amy, I think, for that team. Probably. And I think Sniff is our best bet. Sniff being the third frag there, then. Wow. We got an interesting batch of people, but we made it work. I guess I should adjust the colors as well, shouldn't I? Hold on. So what would I actually do in this instance in terms of colors? If I was Scott's Major, which team would go on what color? I would say the Ooh, the hype teams are definitely this one, this one, this one. The bottom 3 and this one probably are the hype teams. These bottom 4 I think would be your hype teams. So these have to be the red, green, cyan, and pink. I would say that Pokimane and Lily Pichu is probably your pink. I just think that Scott would see Pokimane and be like, hold on. Though Tommy and Schlatt is kind of an insane one to have as well. I don't know. I could actually, never mind. I think if I was Scott's major, I would, as much as you know, there's awareness that this blue team right now, the Silverens team, is popular. I don't think this would be a hype color team, because I think from the MCC audience's POV, like the default audience, this would be a confusing one. So I honestly actually don't know how much of this I would change. I think this would become green, right? This is green now, because that's just very green. And then this would, I guess, be purple right now. Do I like that? Nah, it's fine. I'm trying to think of like what would I actually want in terms of the order of announcements here. I feel like Rec Rep is a popular person, of course, as well. I think this would become aqua. This would become blue. This would become like lime. It feels like something Scott would put on lime, and then this becomes like purple. If I had to guess. That's probably how I would put this roster together. This feels like it would be pretty... of course it's not accurate, because this is such a random group of people. But... also, having Amy on the bench feels weird. But, like, it kind of makes sense with who we got this time around. Amy would have not really made so super much sense on most of these teams. Not that Amy couldn't have fit on any of these teams, it just wouldn't have made a lot of sense. So this is what we've got right now. I like this. Honestly, not bad. I couldn't see this happen. If I had to like rank these teams in terms of most likely to least likely, I guess I would put well, the top 3 are like this, and this. By far, I think. Those are the most likely ones to happen in any MCC. Then least likely is this, probably. This also would never happen in MCC. This I would be shocked. This is very unlikely as well, I think. I don't think Sylvie's touching MCC again, and Quackity doesn't seem like he would be interested. As much as I'd like to see it, this would never happen. Here, I'll make this so the 5s, I guess, are the more likely. The higher number, the more likely. Like, this is... if Scott was aware, he would do it. But I don't think he would do it. If that makes sense. I think, like, this is another instance of, like, if he was aware, he would do it. And then this is, like, a 2, and this is a 2. I think, like, Curry and John, perfectly doable. Ray, might need some convincing. I think if Saikuno was here instead of Leslie, it would be way more likely, just because Saikuno helps bring people in, but that's about it. And in terms of this pink team, 5-Up and Toby just happened, right? Lily was, well, played the most recent Pride event. We'll see if she's in the upcoming Pride event. And then Pokey, I don't think is ever touching Minecraft, really. So, yeah. Either way, yeah, if I had to rank the other ones in terms of most and least likely... Parker probably is never being added to MCC. This is the most likely team, because this is all existing players. Lachlan, I also don't see joining MCC anymore at this point, so I'm doing that. That's probably my ranking. Parker being in MCC is at least feasible. I don't even think Lachlan's on the table anymore. Anyways, that's my attempt number 2 of this challenge. I might just try it again. I really like this one. So I should have done this for the main channel, or not the main channel, the second channel rather. Maybe I'll do it for the second channel at some point. But for the second channel, I might just do it with MCC or Blockers players and just make teams. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for watching. Goodbye.